Hello, everyone. This is the Insert Title Show, and I'm your host, Wolf Strife. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about Age of Empires 3. This game came out in 2005. It's a pretty good game. The main campaign in it reminds me a lot of Assassin's Creed. It basically deals with the Black family, starting off with Morgan Black, who's a Knight of St. John, basically a Hospitaller knight. And then from there it goes through his descendants. I think the one after him is his grandson John Black, who fights in the French and Indian War. Then after him, I think it's Nathaniel Black, who fights in the American Revolution. And then after him, the game ends with Amelia Black, who owns a railroad company, even though this is like the 20s or 18 teens. This is not the most historically accurate game of all time, and the ending of the game is really good. I like that a lot. But yeah, there are definitely a lot of similarities between this game and the Assassin's Creed games. Like I said, there's the whole family thing going through the centuries and stuff, and there's also the bad guys are like a secretive group. Ooh. I think they're called the Circle instead of the Templars, I guess. But yeah, it's pretty cool. The expansion packs for the game were pretty good too. I didn't play one of them. I think it was the Asian Dynasties, I think is what it was called. And that dealt with Japan, China, and India, I believe. But I did play the War Chiefs, and that was pretty cool. With that one, you got to play as Amelia's father during the American Revolution, and that was really good. You got to do like famous battles like Bunker Hill and Trenton and stuff like that. And another campaign on that expansion was with Amelia's son, who I think is like half Lakota or whatever. And he goes on to fight General Custer at Little Bighorn and stuff. So that's a really good expansion pack. So yeah, the campaign's pretty cool. Very story driven, even though all the characters are fictional. But it's pretty good. Pretty good. The game has a map editor. Not too big a fan of that one, but custom games are pretty interesting. Like one thing about this game is you can be almost any nation on Earth. Like you can be the British, the French, the Spanish, the Russians, the Americans, of course. And you can also be a bunch of native tribes like the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Apache, the Sioux, the Seminoles, the Creek Indians. I mean, you can be a ton of different nations. And they're all pretty unique in their own ways, so that's pretty cool. And another feature is you can have like a home city kind of thing. It's kind of hard to explain, but you can basically pick your home city, and the more custom games and the more multiplayer you play, you can upgrade it and stuff, so that's kind of cool. And you can pick from a bunch of famous capitals from around the world, like London, Paris. I think I usually went with the Aztec capital, Tenochtitlan. So yeah, that was kind of cool. So yeah, it's a very interesting game, and I think it is kind of the last Age of Empires game. But I mean, what are you gonna do? I know they got a couple of new ones nowadays, but as far as like the classic ensemble Age of Empires game, this is kind of the last one. But it was a good one to end on, so check it out if you haven't.